nagpapabor sa ngayon.
I like the Kimi and the carry. Ito yung na-expect natin doon sa second phase. Just looking at the banning coming out from Tlph, parang ito yung sinasabi ng draft nila. So, I like this enter para sa Tlph.
All right, and there we have our drafts locked in for game number 1. San Juan Arena! Papasok na tayo sa ating game number 1. Ibato na natin sa ating mga casters.
We have waited weeks, if not months, to lead up to this point in MPL Philippines Season 17. We've gone through rivalry after rivalry. Well, what matters now is the clash of the Titans. Let's jump into this best-of-7 grand finals. Game 1, will it be Tlph or Falcons to get the first blood in the series?
It might be a little bit easier here for Tlph to do that.
Hey, flat easy. Gets the shield, forces a flicker. Out of 40, action in the opening seconds of the game.
Yeah, what a good read there, actually. Knowing that he already hit level 2, he went into the bush, flat, to get just a little bit of shield. And since Sanford was still at level 1, he could not take the risk of eating up a combo.
Whoa. Oh, my lord, open here, put down about a sliver of health. What are these Titans up to?
They're trying to poke. They know they have to be aggressive.
Uh-oh, JP, put down a 5th. And the Falcons are just checking.
Yeah, so as I was saying earlier, it might be easier for Tlph to get first bloods. And Falcons know this, so they're upping the tempo, they're continuing their invade. As I mentioned earlier, they are taking pages off of Onyx's book with the early game rotations, with the sudden swerve. We thought that maybe that glue would go into the Roam, or excuse me, the EXP, but then they switched it up, which makes it a little bit easier to manage the Paquito as the Hilda. So instead of looking at the center, they look to the side and the presence of the Paquito.
So interesting because, you know, how many times have we seen Ogwin now pick up this glue pick? Whether it was originally planned or they just swerved it out, that's fine. Ogwin, for the most part, he's felt a lot of deaths on it, right, throughout the playoffs so far, and I feel like at the same time, this lineup, this ability to go ahead and bring in the Hilda, to go ahead and allow him and to alleviate some of the pressure on him, will help Team Falcons approach the fights better, because before, it was mostly Ogwin playing up that front side, flap.
Oh, whoa. Here comes Kyle, holds in Barbiel. Stampedes through the 2 members of Liquid. JP checking range. Ogwin spacing him out. They go for the turtle.
Okay,
It'll be good.
They go for the turtle. Sanji's around the corner. Doesn't have the traction pulse yet. Flap's really low. So Falcons might have to give this up. There's no Phantom Steed either.
Hodges and RWA pulls it out. And in comes JP. Turtle gets reset. Ogwin put down a 1/3 of his health. No one to mount just yet. So Flap just forced the flicker back. A lot of ult spent by Falcons this early on.
Looks like it's going to be a win for Team Liquid Philippines and Turtle number 1. They don't need to keep the aggression up. They go back into their rotations. I love what I'm seeing from these two so far. It really feels like I'm watching a more chess-like version of MLBB, maximizing every ability, every battle spell, and not giving away a meaningless kill.
Shades of the early exchange from Falcons versus Onyx last night.
Yeah.
There was a team fight wherein Haji also pulled out the item a little early, which led to the opponent getting the objective. Falcons gotta fix that.
Yeah, he also had some clutch ones, you know, and so Golden Hour going to be used here. Not sure if there's going to be much. It's mostly on Ogwin. He's going to go ahead and survive that again. This glue tanky enough to deal with some of this early pressure damage.
Yeah, Kimmy plus the Marcel together is like a Granger and a Marcel. You freeze up all of those projectiles you've charged up outside of the Golden Hour, then once it comes out, a big burst of damage. So, as awkward as it is for Ogwin, he needs to prioritize the Radiant Armor here. He needs that extra magic defense to survive the pokes coming in from that Kimmy. Despite them, yes, being a Fredrin and a Paquito, you have to look at the magic defense to keep yourself alive.
Yep, over on the gold lane too, you know, we've talked about the whole golden royale that we had here throughout MPL Philippines Season 17. Super Marco solved that. He, you know, got the upper hand against Severo, who was so impressive throughout the season. And then you have this point where Super Marco on the Claude, the most winningest gold laner, up against a carry who needs more time to go in and build up. But so far, we've seen Claude just play so well in so many different compositions. Super Marco specifically seems to be handling the lane fine against the carry.
It's good also that despite us ending up with a Fred and Leomord matchup, it's not the, okay, everyone just farm up, manage your lanes, and then let's go ahead and see each other in the turtle. They're still trying to find small wins and skirmishes in the river. More modern style, old school, objective-based MLBB. So yes, we might not see a lot of kills, but we will see a lot of action because of of those little trades.
Yeah, I think that's why, again, you know, that K2V for both teams, micro is important, but even the macro, the objectives, we've seen sort of an evolution of the, you know, turtle and lord dances.
Neither have to be forgotten. You have to be good on both.
Yeah.
So if Falcons keep slipping up these micro decisions, they're not even going to get to these minute-long lord dances.
Yeah, Sanford brought Flap low. Flap got the recall, and now he's coming back.
Oh, Cloud's in, and there's a golden hour to stop the turtle take. Down to an eighth of its health. Ogwin spacing out Carl. Sanji wailing away. RWF. Sanji still secures. And in comes Kyle with a Phantom Steed. Now JP very low. Gets hit with the momentum to the face. And in comes first blood drawn by Sanji. Kyle falls, so does Ogwin. This is looking bad. Blazing the way at the back line. Super Marco not finding anyone. 3 plus the turtle going over to Liquid.
Just when you thought Team Falcons would pull off that turtle take, they end up losing 3.
Yeah, both retributions coming out early, actually. Carl Teasy and Kyle just both had, if I'm not mistaken, maybe less than 100 health on that turtle, which was surprising enough. Sanji being able to get the last hit. So with Team Liquid Philippines getting the last hit on the turtle, they were encouraged to fight. They got that. Now they got a tower up top. They might be able to get a good push down bottom, which means Super Marco's room to farm is starting to run out. Falcons needs to start patching holes here, or Team Liquid Philippines will be able to start stampeding. Considering that this is a Fredrin that is packing the support emblem set, you get more cooldown reduction, and after that, it's Brute Force Breastplate. Even more cooldown reduction, less time getting crowd control. This Fredrin can snowball.
Oh, they baited out a response out of Marco.
Like that.
Goes in BMI through. 4 members of Liquid down bottom. I was about to say, why would they send Marco away preemptively when there was a fight breaking out?
Oh.
Blazing the wet at the feet as they take down Sanji. But Stanford knocks out Marco, and the fight continues as Ogwin falls. Flap and Haji wonder, where did Ogwin and Marco go?
Not worth it there on the trade. Super Marco uses Purify, but didn't expect that.
Easy intercepting the back line as Haji gets taken down. Daddy JP finds him, and now they take down Flap. Flap fighting a losing fight here as the turret falls, so does he.
They just don't stop. Team Liquid finds a moment of weakness, and they keep pressing.
They are stampeding. We were talking about the Marcel and the Fredrin, a very impressive duo. They're still going!
Oh my Lord, Marco! Appraiser's wrath to the face underneath tier 2.
That is an angry goat if I've seen one.
What just happened to Marco? Oh,
And they still keep going as Haji gets taken down. Ogwin does find them out. In comes Flap. This is a losing fight. Kyle calls in, but Bielbo gets caught in the golden hour. Oh, how is this going to elapse? As in comes Seti from the side lanes, and they take down Flap. Tlph, 7.5 minutes in, are all gas, no brakes. Not what I mean.
This is the Liquid Stampede we have seen all season long. And they're going to go for Kyle.
Will not survive. Sanford's packing dynamite in his hands.
Way too quickly. After that turtle loss, Liquid did everything perfectly with how they managed the map, with Falcon sending Marco to bot. Teddy was free to push, and you saw the chain of kills. This is just excellence in execution by Liquid. Good old Stampede.
Man, again, looking at this, an 8,000 gold lead around the 8-minute mark is something you don't often see.
Liquid are proliferating gold like they want to buy RAM.
Yeah. Hey, man.
Can I get some of that?
Can we all get some of that? Right now, Team Falcons has had enough of it. They're looking for more.
Butterbiel called in by Kyle. There was just a feint as Liquid looks for more elsewhere on the map.
Okay.
Really tough. Falcons, they have to find this weird balance of getting their utility items, but getting their good items to start chipping away at Team Liquid Philippines. Can't easy use Red Tree.
There's the pulse, and Flap taking a face full of hits from Sanji. JP looking to catch him in the platinum snap, and they let go.
Yep, they're going to let go of that one, but again, they're going to go ahead and get a turret. Whoa, Sanford!
Kyle running away from Terry Bogard.
Got the combo!
Gets this man. Sanford finds another, and they continue to pressure. Carl Deasy, Appraiser's wrath. 3v4. Falcons not going to force the issue here. Ogwin caught out once more.
The jabs and the combos are so clean from Sanford on this Paquito.
It's poetry in motion. It is the greatest orchestra you've never heard, yet you see, you feel it in your soul. Yes, I gotta glaze Liquid right now, because what the hell are we seeing? This is some beautiful execution from Team Liquid. Macro, micro, everything is going perfectly for the cavalry.
You have to look across the board in these lanes here, just how massively ahead every single department. At this point, Team Liquid has game one under wraps. You know, this is so difficult for Team Falcons to keep up with because you're going through this kind of deficit, this kind of difference in economy that even if you're trying to go ahead and send your frontline guys, they're just punching bags at this point. They're sure kills for TL.
Everything that follows from here is just procedure. Unless something goes very drastically wrong for Liquid, Falcons are not going to come back from this.
Yeah.
Haji only has a glowing wand still on the way to his second item. Even a divine glaive would not help him out right now. A massive lead between the two gold laners with Teddy sitting at over 2,000 against the Claude. Still doesn't have the Trinity, but even with the Trinity up, you're still going to be waiting for the next item after that. What Liquid has done here is an evolution of what we've seen of the double marksman, double carry style of strategy, because they have an EXP laner that is much more high damage dealing and fast at rotating. It speeds up.
Okay, Haji pops that real world manipulation in hopes to defend. Sanford's inside, compromising Flap as they switch targets over to the inhibitors. Falcons can keep their inhibitors. Liquid is taking the disciplined route.
Yep, they'll keep them up. Base turrets, though, did take some damage here. TL, with this kind of lead, looks to go ahead and potentially take down a base turrets off of this, too. They know the RWM is used. We'll see if Haji gets it back. There's the mid turret, going to be worked on.
Kyle taking hits from Sanji. Down goes that mid lane inhibitor, and Ogwin gets annihilated. Super Marco blazing duet backwards as the golden hour is brought out by JP. Teddy takes down the bottom lane, top lane left. The only bastion for Falcons. Their base is about to get stormed.
Got the wave in mid. I don't know if I can recall seeing this kind of lead in the MPL Philippines Season 17 yet. 14,000 gold under the 12-minute mark is absolutely insane for Team Liquid on this Stampede in Game 1. Team Falcons hold on to one base turret. What do they do here? Is this one of those situations where you have to start just thinking, we got to go again?
Yeah, they have to turtle it out, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're already thinking, oh, go next.
Yeah.
See what we can do so that we don't end up with that kind of lineup again from Team Liquid PH. And, well, if you want to look back at history with gold gaps like these, Falcons is the only team in MPL PH history to make a comeback down 16,000 gold. Was that 2 seasons ago or last season?
Against Aurora.
Yeah, against Aurora. Do they have another DNA, but then this Liquid team is just different, man. This lineup, it's way too difficult to make a comeback through. Again, it's a double carry with a somewhat carrying the EXP.
ORWM trying to put down JP. Ogwin gets the mount, they pick off Daddy JP. Flap gets taken down by Teddy, and Super Marco barely survives. One for one.
They just want to chase Ogwin down. At least that move right there buys Team Falcons some time in the game.
Oh, there's the pulse thrown out to cancel the conceal. Ogwin with the split.
Oh,
just
Ogwin.
wasting time here.
Yeah.
Throws out the gluing. Krabby Patty sits, and he's already wasted more than a minute of Liquid's time. I think this is mission accomplished for Ogwin. Hey, one more! Ogwin does the impossible! A 1-for-1 trade! Where the hell did that come from?
That's only the 3rd kill. They're probably not going to get a lot of it. But holy crap, Ogwin, that was pretty cool.
That was the most Patrick Star thing I've seen so far. Uh-oh, Flap.
Another pulse thrown out. Flap just scrambling to get into a bit of brush there. I'm still not over how he did that.
Hey.
There are Falcons to my right and then behind us laughing.
Yes.
They're probably thinking we're still probably going to lose this game, but at least we got that.
At least we got to see that. Hey, maybe this is brings it to a point. Could Team Falcons go for just the Hail Mary play and try to take out the Lord and a retry steal?
Hey, they shaved off 3K.
They did. Small baby step.
Gotta mean something.
Small Patrick step in the right direction, man.
Imagine what if that is the turning point of a comeback? I mean, probably not, but cool. Falcons can't even get any opening of the map because Liquid are still taking care of their map. They realize that Falcons would still want to get the tower up top, so instead of sending a 5-man around the Lord pit, you don't need it. They keep Sanford there, and Sanford was more than enough to stop Falcons from trying to even push up top.
Yeah, I like this of course, the build that Sanford's going, because we've seen a couple different versions of the Paquito right now. So he's just got the wings, the Oracle for some defense, but he's able to go ahead and pump out enough damage too, just because of the damage items he got.
In hindsight, most Paquitos just build the same way at the end.
Yeah.
It's just what you prioritize first. And here, Sanford said, you know, I'm going for knockouts. He starts to build damage first. Now, Liquid looking to siege that tier 3 up top. Count Easy very low. Left Easy looking for it. In goes Barbiel. Blazing the wet by Marco. Compromising one, and Cold Easy falls. Golden Hour able to save him. RWM finds no one as Kyle falls before anything else could happen for Falcons.
Okay, so Falcons keep going onto Fredrin. Wait, hold that thought, sorry.
Conceal use. JP going for the back.
Going for it. There's a tracking shot. Lord still standing. Super Marco and Flap used everything to try and take care of this wave. Lord wailing away. Sanji blasted the members of Falcons, and that's it. Liquid are first to the board. Take it, game 1.
Dominant. Almost a bit of a stumble there, but they started galloping away. So what I was saying earlier was the Falcons, seems like their play there was, they realized it was the Fredrin that's been a big thorn to the side of the Claude. They went on Carl Teasy, forced him to use Appraiser's Wrap, which is when we saw Super Marco use Blazing Duet. They expected to get more kills, that's why they used big ticket ultimates. But without those big ticket ultimates, they didn't have enough to clear the waves and take down the Lord fast enough, leading to Liquid taking game 1.
Yeah, again, this was a dominant game for Team Liquid. Yes, there was about one play that we saw from Team Falcons there from Ogwin to be able to convert a kill.